going on? Born for Sports. Salute to New York Giant Nation. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button. Let the algorithm know you are a Giant fan. Make sure you hit that button. And most importantly, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to Born for Sports. If you love New York Giant content, you're going to keep it locked right here where you stand. Giant fans, we are 2 days away, folks. We are 2 days away from New York Giants 2026 training camp. Yes, sir. We have finally gotten to this point. We are finally here, and I'm excited. I'm hyped up. And if you're a New York Giant fan, how could you not be hyped up, man? It is the John Harbaugh era, folks. Yes, sir. The John Harbaugh era has begun. There's no more OTA talk, no more running in shorts, no more, getting reports from here and there what could possibly be, who's hurt, who might not be ready, how we're going to use this guy. Now we're going to see how everything has shaped out and the plan from Harbaugh to restore New York Giant pride and get the Giants back to the promised land. And I'm excited that he can make that happen. I am. I'm truly hyped up. Even if you're not that enthusiastic or a kind of a Giant fan that's like, you know what, I'll wait and see. That's okay too. But I think when you wait and see, you're going to like how it goes. Because you know why? We have finally a coach who knows what he's doing, who has the command and respect of the room and around the league, has the reputation of a winner. This, in fact, is the first time the New York Giants have hired a coach with a Super Bowl ring from another team. So, Hall of Fame coach, caliber coach, top 5 or 6 in the sport, let's freaking rock. But I got some questions going into training camp. Nothing's ever perfect. And I got some questions because I need these questions, in my opinion, to be sustained with good answers so the Giants can become a playoff team this year. I really believe they can do that. And one of those questions, we'll start with number 5, folks. Who wins the Ben Sauls versus Dominic Schrader kicker competition? Yes, we are talking about a kicker, folks. You know why we're talking about a kicker competition? For 2 reasons. Number 1, John Harbaugh. We know how much he values special teams, and we know how the rules of the NFL have changed on special teams now. The kickoff is now a prominent situation and a prominent play going forward. There is no more of this touchback and let's get to the field and see what the offense and defense can do. It is a weapon. You have to have good special teams for field position purposes, for good returns to set up field position, which the Giants are going to need. And I think with the history of John Harbaugh special teams, they've always been the top 3 to 4 unit. As a matter of fact, they were number 1 in Baltimore last year. So this competition is important. We all know the story. Graham Gano, over the years either gets hurt, and screws us, or the previous coaching staff blunders not having a plan B. Well, Ben Sauls was actually pretty decent and good last year down the stretch and did a pretty good job. But I have to trust Harbaugh here with specials. And, if there's a competition and a guy that he thinks that can become better than what we currently have, he's going to pull the trigger. Dominic Schrader is a very interesting prospect for that position. He had a very good career in Michigan. He was up and down last year at Michigan University last year in college, but he's got a strong leg. You hear he can boom it from at least 70 yards. Hey, that is a weapon in today's NFL, as we saw last year. When we inexplicably lost that game in Dallas last year, it was all because they had a kicker that can kick a 68-yard field goal, whatever it was. Hey, that's a weapon that you need going forward. So I think that's going to be a good situation. Do the Giants go forward with one of these 2 guys and just let them go, and whoever's better, we take them to week 1? Or do they eventually go outside and sign a veteran? Time will tell. Now, my number 4 question, will DT be a weakness or a strength versus the run after signing Reader and Shelby Harris to replace Dex? We all know the story. Dex wanted out. Unfortunately, one of my favorite Giants, he wanted out. Don't let the door hit you. It is what it is. He was done with us. We made the trade, and we'll talk about that trade later on with the 10th pick in the draft overall. But I think the Giants did a reasonable job with replacing Dex with solid to hold the fort guys and Shelby Harris and DJ Reader. I think these guys, they're not going to be Dexter Lawrence. Nobody is, okay? So I need Giant fans out there to get that out of your head. Don't compare him to Dexter Lawrence. That's not who these guys are. They are run-stuffing veteran defenders who know how to eat up blockers and hit the gaps, hold their gap so defenses can make plays, okay? And they're veteran players. Are they like dominant? No, they are not, but they're not here to be dominant. And I don't think the Giants need them to be dominant. I need them, especially me as a Giant fan, I need them to be solid and do their jobs. And I think these guys can do it. I think these guys can do it. Darius Alexander is another name that I did not mention because I'm looking at him more for the pass rush shot. He has to work on that run defense, but I am expecting him to make a jump. This DT position is a competition we need to watch in camp, see who emerges to come up north to make the team. It might be names we not even think about. Maybe might be another name added down the road when cuts are made, but before the 53-man's are final, we'll see. But these two guys definitely are going to be in the mix. We have to see how they do. This Giant defense against the run has been an abysmal situation for years, even with the great Dexter Lawrence. This is something that has to be done. It has to be solidified. We're not going to get the pass rush prowess from Dex, but we do need to stop the run badly, and these two guys can do that job. That is their calling card, and a John Harbaugh team has got to be tough on both ends of the field at point of attack, and he's looking at that rush defense as something that must be contained. My number 3 key and question, how are first-round picks Arvell Reese and Maui Noah progressing to make immediate impact? Yes, I said that, immediate impact, because honestly, I am actually thinking that these guys are going to be starters. I know Francis Mauigoa is going to be a starter at guard. No question about that. Arvell Reese, he's going to be starting next to Tremaine Edmonds at the linebacker inside position. He'll also be used as the joker. We all know his strengths in college. It was a miracle he even fell to the Giants at number 5. I'm very excited about Arvell Reese. Draft night, we kind of as Giant fans like, whoa, what are we doing here? We trading Kayvon? What's happening here? I had questions, but it was assured that I'm very happy about. They're going to use him, Arvell, to begin his career at his best position, which is at linebacker or ball. And he can do it all. He's a violent player at point of attack. The kid can go sideline to sideline. He can cover and absolutely can rush the passer with his ability there. So I love that, and I want to see how Denard Wilson uses him, because if he comes out the gate flying, you're talking about a defensive rookie of the year candidate out the gate, folks. And this is going to bring more physical toughness and aggressiveness to this Giant defense in that front seven, which I am very excited about this year, despite the loss of Dexter Lawrence. So yes, I want to see how their progress with the team and the schemes and everything do. Maui Noah, you know how I feel. Point of attack football, baby, the offensive line. Now, I had questions when in the camp, in the draft process, I should say, about whether that back would hold up. When there was whispers about he might have an issue, the Giants seemed like they're comfortable, so we're going to go forward. And I love what he can bring to that unit. He is going to be a mauler running the football, protecting Jackson Dart. And I can't wait to see that. But he's a rookie, and he has to learn, not just a new playbook, but also chemistry with his fellow teammates in the offensive line. So point of attack football is here. I'm excited to see how that transition is happening. And if he gets up to speed and does what the Giants expect to do, what I expect him to do, what Giant Nation expects him to do, this offensive line is gonna wear teams out by the fourth quarter every year this year. And I can't wait to be there to see it. No doubt about it. My number 2 question that I have going into training camp: who is wide receiver 2? Slayton, Malachi Fields, OBJ, Darnell Mooney, and Calvin Austin. Now, listen, I ain't got to tell y'all how Darius Slayton is the enigma of this wide receiver core, even with a healthy Malik Nabers. Speaking of Malik Nabers, good news has come out this week. He will not start the season on PUP. That is a big deal, and I am very excited about that. But we got to temper our expectations with him and slow play this and see if he'll be ready for week 1 or 2. We'll see down the road. So I'm looking at this wide receiver 2 room like, who's going to emerge here? Now, Darius Slayton is supposed to emerge. He's getting paid the most to be a solid, reliable receiver, but he is not that. He is not reliable at all. He struggles. He's very average and up and down, okay? I have a love-hate relationship with him, as most Giant fans do. But he's going to be counted on. We need him, so I hope he can do something. But I'm also looking at this room like we have some options to hold it down, and we have some options to get the job done. It's not flashy. It's not a room where you're going to be like, oh, man, we're dominant. You know, sign me up for Pro Bowlers here. But these guys are veteran players for the most part. And Malachi Fields is a guy I'm looking at who, listen, he's got some big playability, okay? He's a see ball, go get ball, point of attack the ball in the air, 50-50 ball guy. He's a tremendous run blocker, okay, on the outside. So he's going to be in the mix on this team and going forward for this Giant offense, okay? All right, so I want to see progression in him, and they traded up to get him. So I expect some solid contributions, okay, from him this season, even as a rookie. Odell Beckham, hey, it's about health with Odell. He's back. He wants to, you know, rewrite his history with the Giants and finish strong in his career and right a wrong from the past. So if he's healthy, I think he'll make the team. But we all know it's about that. It's about his health. Can Odell last and not get injured and make a contribution to this team and come north with this team in this competition? But I'm also looking at a guy like Darnell Mooney and for 2 reasons. Number one, Darnell Mooney in the past has had some solid years. And number two, not just that he's a veteran, he knows the Nagy playbook, who's the offensive coordinator of this team, okay? So he had in Chicago, he had his best years with Matt Nagy, okay? And we all know the story. Matt Nagy's now the offensive coordinator, came over from Kansas City. So I'm looking at him and seeing, hey, is he going to be the guy that will emerge out of this group as a reliable target for Jackson Dart this season? All right. Calvin Austin's another guy. I'm hearing things that he's had a really good training camp as far as OTAs, I should say. So he's a name that you can look out for. He's got return ability. And there's some other guys. This wide receiver 2 competition is going to be, to me, the biggest position battle in the entire team going forward this summer in training camp. And my number one question, how comfortable is Jackson Dart with Matt Nagy's offense? Now, out of all the coaches that we have gotten to become this New York Giant team and help this team get back to prominence on Harbaugh's staff, Matt Nagy is the guy that I have the most concern for because of the nature of his up and down career. I don't think he's as bad as people say, but he isn't that great either as far as production. So I want to see if he can have this as a fit with Jackson Dart. I want to see how this goes. I want to see how Jackson Dart develops. I need to see Jackson Dart take a step forward with his passing ability. You know, with his passing ability. We all know he's a playmaker. We all know Jackson Dart has a lot of talent. He has a lot of talent out there to make plays off script. But I want to see how fast he, number one, gels with this playbook, if he has command of it by the time week 1 comes, and also his progress in the pocket, okay? He can make plays in the pocket. We know that. But last year, a lot of his big plays were outside the pocket. So, you know, if we don't want him, listen, Jackson's going to play. He's going to be himself, and he should not change as far as his play style, but he's got to be smarter. He's got to be smarter and not take as many unnecessary bad hits to, you know, put himself and the team in jeopardy of their season and get injured. We all know when it comes down to it, when you got to get that extra yard to get the first down, he's got to do what he's got to do, but just don't take many crazy hits because his reliability is as important as any part of the team. So that part is something that I'm looking at, but I'm not worried about it. Like most people like to sensationalize. I'm not going there. But All in all, I want to see Jackson Dart take that step as a passer, but most importantly, I want to see if he has command of this Matt Nagy offense and playbook. All in all, folks, I am excited. It is time for New York Giants football, baby. We are getting started in a couple of days. Man, let me know in the comments what are you most excited about, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions that I did not mention that you want answered. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go Giants.